What's up, felines? Welcome back to another episode of Comedians in Bed, where comedians can be comedians. And as always, I don't really know what that means, but it just sounds like something you should say on a podcast. Today, should we do the claps? We should do the claps. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be here today. The sun is shining bright in my face early here in the morning. This is a solo episode, so we're going to be trying something different here at Comedians in Bed, where if we don't have a guest, if I don't have a co guest with me, then I'll be doing like a solo episode with new formats and everything. So if you like it, if you rock with it, let me know. If not, then we'll change it up. That sun is really beaming, but it's okay. What's up with y'all, man? I'm glad to be here with you today. Real quick, let's do a health check. I'm doing great today. Today, I'm feeling content. I am finding out that that's a good word to use. Someone said the other day that you cannot find happiness. You have to really just soak in being content and being joyful. I didn't say it the way that they said it, but whatever they said, it resonated with me. So I'm happy to be content, and content is a good word. So that's good. I'm feeling really, really good today, man. Feeling really, really good. How are you guys feeling? I hope you guys are feeling great out there today. I was thinking about making this a little bit smaller. I was thinking about making it smaller, but I feel like I should close them. Like I'm cool, but I just want to know like how it's gonna look. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm already sitting down on my heat pad. I'm not getting up. Plus the sun. The sun is just gonna keep rising and keep going up further and further. So, but it's what happens when you have beautiful melanin skin. But last night, man, on Saturday night, I actually checked out Steve Hopkins. He produced a show. Let's give it up for Steve, his first produced show. Yeah. Well, Steve Hopkins put together a good, fantastic show at hashtag Comedy Club there in the Short North. If you guys don't know about it, make sure to check it out. But he put together a fantastic show out there, and it was phenomenal, man. It was really, really good. Hold on, let me get this light real quick. Hold on. All right, that's better. Like I'd rather you see the blind marks on my face than that bright sun. Uh, I don't know. I might change it. I might change it again. I don't know. But whatever. But yeah, Steve Hopkins did a good job putting together class of 2024. It was produced by him, but it was also had Xavier G. Dunson hosting. He did an outfit change like Janet Jackson at her Velvet Tour concert. He went from one anime hoodie to the next pretty much. So that was cute. That was fly. That was catchy. Also, he had LaRon Crowder, who was doing a good job of his set. Shout out to LaRon Crowder, did a good job last Saturday night. And then he had Tyson Colson. He had Tyson Colson headlining, who did a good job as well. So give it up for these four brothers, these four beautiful black men that did a good, phenomenal job. It was a great, fantastic show. I couldn't say for Def Goldblum's double feature late night show, but I know that it did fantastic as well. I got more information after this episode coming up between me and Def, so I'll drop that later. Tidbit. Now you guys are anxious. Like, what is he going to drop? What is him and Def Goldblum doing? I tell you one thing, it's nothing sexual. That's for sure. I feel like if I add the laugh tracks, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. That was corny. I'm not gonna do the laugh tracks again because I don't even know if you guys are laughing. I didn't even laugh, so I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna force it. But Friday night, shout out to Dez Arnaz who did his first Dez Comedy Jam. That was good. We have a lot of applause, a lot of applause, a lot of applause this episode. But Dez Comedy Jam was good. It was at the Forum. I've never been there before. First of all, uh, let me just tell you about my experience. So I walked in. I might have been the first one, and I think one of the owners or whatever, he was making me feel very uncomfortable. He was. 'Cause I told him I was like, I'm a comedian. You know, I don't. Where are we supposed to go? Blah blah blah. And uh, he he was like, "Oh, you a comedian?" He's like, "You look funny," and you know, I don't really shake hands, and that throws people off. I don't know why it throws people off, but it throws people off. And he was like, "Oh, you don't shake hands?" I was like, "Nah, I'm a germaphobe." And he was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "You're a germaphobe." Okay. He was like, "So why don't you got no gloves on, or like why don't you got no mask on, or whatever?" It just, but before he even said that, he was like, oh, "Okay, well, I'm a gentleman, and gentlemen shake hands." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, dog. Like, what are we doing, man? Why are you pressed to shake my hand, big dog? Like I just told you a boundary of mine, and you just said, F it. I want to shake your hand, brother." And then he was just like, I don't know, man. It was making me creeped out. And then like I couldn't, they told me where to go for the green room, but I've never been there before. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just kind of standing around. So I'll try to go out and leave. When I tried to leave, man, the front door was locked, and they had like a gate in front of it. And I was like, oh snap, bro. I'm locked in here, bro. I'm locked in here, bro. It just wouldn't, it wasn't gonna let me out. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to bother nobody. I don't want to mess nobody up. So I'm gonna just stay here. I'm gonna just stay here. Yeah, I had to close it, bro. I had to close the blinds because visually, when I edit this up for clips, it's just not gonna look right. So whatever. But I was like, man, I'm gonna just stay here because my anxiety was just moving too much. I was like, I'm gonna just stay here, right? And you know, and then like probably like maybe 10 to 12 minutes later, the security guard came, and she opened up the gate, and I was like, thank you. The Lord heard my cry. And she opened up the gate, and she let me out, and I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I went up, right? I met everybody else in the green room. This is my first time doing a show with Rel the Realist. Shout out Rel the Realist. Who else was on there, man? Let me see real quick. It was the headliner was a good comedian out of Phoenix, Arizona, and his name was Sidney Smith. And then we had Ant Morrow out of Cleveland. So it was cool. It was really really good, man. It was really really it was amazing. So I went up first, which was cool, and Dez brought me up cold, like super cold. Like he went up there, he kicked it off, and he was like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Blah blah blah. Then they started playing music for about a good 10, 15 minutes. He's like, "All right, y'all ready to get this started?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "All right, your first comedian, your first comedian is Ty Erskine." And I was just like, "Oh snap, he not gonna tell no joke." And this is why I'll be like, man, I need to leave Columbus so I can get more experience, because every time I have a show, my first thought is, okay, especially if I'm getting paid, especially if I'm like in front of people like who I've never like seen before, like audience members or comedians that have never seen me, I want to make a good impression, right? So I'm like, all right, stick to the jokes, like stick to the set, blah blah blah. Let's go. So I was like, I went up there and I was like, okay, I'm coming up here cold, and I told my first joke, and which is my best joke, and um, it didn't go bad. It was cool, but then I was like, nah, it's not. I'm not feeling it. So I went into a little bit of crowd work, and that was cool. That was cool. And then I went back in my material, and it was just hit or miss. It was hit or miss. First of all, it was really spread out. It was super spread out because it was a club. So it was super. They was some people were sitting in on the chairs. Some people had tables. Like it was really spread out. So then I just was like, you know what, bump it. This ain't really going good. Let me just do crowd work. And I started reading what I had on my notepad. And I was like, on there it said, be confident. And I was like, I put on here to be confident. And y'all not making me feel real confident right now. And then like overall, I said I bombed. You know, I didn't do terrible, but it's just like when situations like that, I need more experience to just be like, okay, leave the jokes. This is the situation. Like, let's do crowd work. let's warm them up. Let's get into material. I sometimes I just rush right into material when I don't need to do that. And it's because like I don't want people to feel like I don't have 10 minutes. Like I do, but the environment that you brought me in, like I need to warm them up just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes when I do that for like a minute or a minute and a half, I don't feel like I make a good transition into the first joke. Maybe the first joke, I need to switch the order on the spot. I don't know. But all in all, I know that I need to do a better job of just like, and this is just within my life too. This is within my life too. Of stop going with the flow. I mean, we'll stop like sticking to this plan and just go with the flow sometimes. Like to trust myself to know that I can go with the flow. I always feel like I have to have a plan. If I don't feel secure, and I need to get out of that. Just not with comedy, um, but within life too. Uh, but that was a good show for Dez Arnaz, for Dez Comedy Jam, and I hope you guys can see the next one. He's going to be producing a lot of shows, and I was in my feelings about that, but I have to. But I realized, this is Columbus. This is where you learn. This is where you grow, and I think it mattered to me because I really want to be. I really want to kill. Every time I see like a majority Black audience, I really want to kill, and I just didn't feel like I did good enough to my standards. So I said I bombed. But all in all, it was a good show. But right now we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back with your hot topics. All right, welcome back to Comedians in Bed. I took a quick break. This is the best podcast in the Midwest, the best podcast in Columbus, the best podcast here in the USA. I don't know if it's still going to be the USA in the next couple of weeks after elections. I really don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out, man. But let's get right into your hot topics. One thing that's been making the streets buzz here lately is Angela White, aka Black China. I don't know if she goes. I don't think she goes by Black China anymore. That was like a little alter ego that is dead, and I'm glad we see the evolution or the revolution of Black China into Angela White. And I love Angela White, but she's been making people heads turn lately because Angela White is having an exciting October for a new chapter in her life, as she will be joining back reality TV. She will be joining season 6, I believe, of Love and Hip Hop Miami. And I don't even watch Love and Hip Hop Miami no more. I honestly forgot that it was on, and I don't watch any of the Love and Hip Hops, to be honest. It's just too ratchet for me. I pretty much watch Housewives, Beverly Hills or Atlanta or Potomac. I watch those because it's kind of the same thing as Love and Hip Hop, but it's mature women, so they don't have the energy to fight. They just show up looking good with baby oil, and that is enough for me. That is enough for me. Like that's enough for me. Okay, that is enough. I'm totally good with that. I love that. So I haven't watched Love and Hip Hop in a while, but fans are mad that she's going back to the ratchetness, and the check had to be good. The check had to be good because she is a daughter of the Lord now. She is saving herself. I think she just got engaged, and it seems like her life is going in a positive direction, even when her mom is out here acting a fool. Like she seemed like she's going and taking her life in a positive direction. But everybody is like confused, like, why are we joining Love and Hip Hop? And maybe she's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to showcase that you can live life in a good, positive way. I want to show that on TV. Maybe that's what she's thinking. I don't know. Maybe it was a dream to be on Love and Hip Hop, and maybe Hollywood didn't work out. Maybe she was just too much into too much things in Hollywood and was like, you know what? This is my second go around. This is my opportunity. I want to do it. I'm going to do it right. So now I have to do it. I didn't even know she lived in Miami, or is she just? I didn't even know. First of all, if she's living in Miami and if that's where she's thriving, then amen. Because God is really real, doing the things that she used to do, and now she's out here thriving in Miami. That's big. That's big steps. That's big steps. But we want you to stay in recovery or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, she is sober. So like, what is she gonna do if someone throw liquor on her face? Like, would someone throw liquor on her piece, on her head? Then what? Because that could be tempting. I don't know. We just don't want her to go back to where she was. She's a good example of like how you could be a city girl but then you can give your life to the Lord and all is forgiven. Like that's really what it is. Like it's really what it is. Really what is given. And I don't know. We hope I hope the best for this transition, for this walk in life, because I don't get it. I don't get it. I would have went to E News and did something new, something different. You could have called up the Kardashians to get you a favor on E News or Hulu, but I don't know why we going VH1 for this. But we hope the best. We really hope the best here. But next, McDonald's. Let's see here, McDonald's. Mm, McDonald's. As me as a vegetarian, and I'm very very hungry right now. I don't even know how McDonald's made it on here.
What?
I don't know. But McDonald's, and it keeps getting worse. At least 75 people are sick as the deadly McDonald's E-Coli outbreak expands. First of all, I didn't know that people were still eating McDonald's. I was not aware of that. I haven't ate McDonald's since I take that back. I take that back. I have had McDonald's lately. Even though I'm a vegetarian, I have had McDonald's lately. Their oatmeal slap. Their oatmeal goes. It bangs. It bangs. It's far and few when I get it, but when I get it, it never disappoints. It be having raisins or craisins in it. It's like, ooh, that's good touch. But let me see. The McGriddles, like, okay, so like my mom kept us at McDonald's, okay? We was broke, we was poor, we was on food stamps. My mom kept us on McDonald's. Every either every Friday or either every other Friday night, my mom was McDonald's it was McDonald's up. It was up in the house of McDonald's, right? Thing about McDonald's is my stomach's starting to hurt as I talk about McDonald's. Like it's turning right now. Like that's crazy. McDonald's, that's nasty. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Bubble guts right now as I talk about McDonald's. That's disgusting. But I used to get McDonald's for a real quick meal for like before track meets. That was everybody. Like we never, if you ran Eastmore track through my in class of 2009, no one was bringing like full course meals. No one had ate a full course meal. Like we got up, put on our stuff. Our parents drove us to McDonald's, gave us some orange juice, and McGriddles and a hash brown, and that was it. That was what we was running on for the day. These little burgers, and you only had one, but them little burgers used to tear me up. Them McGriddles, and I want to make one as a vegetarian, like a vegetarian McGriddle. Like they go, and I've had some at McCharlie's. Shout out to McCharlie's. I think that's what it's called out in LA. A vegan McDonald's. It slaps. I love it. I wish we had one here. But them McGriddles used to tear me up, and I'm not understanding why y'all still eating McDonald's. I mean, the fries is good. Don't get me wrong, but they don't got nothing on Rally fries. Like McDonald's fries go. They go, but you got to get a fresh batch. If you get one that's stale, then they don't go as much. But the salt that they use it's a different type of salt. You ever looked at the salt too? It's real small. It's real small. And McDonald's fries go, but and you know what? We know what happened. It was probably from that chicken Big Mac that they were selling. Now they selling a chicken Big Mac. Ever since they've been promoting that chicken Big Mac, then next thing you know, E. coli. See, they thought they was doing something with the marketing scheme. They was like, oh, we got something here. We got something here with this big chicken. We got something here. But you don't. You just you don't, because after you wrote it out, now you freaking got E. coli out coming killing everybody. And watch, I bet there's people this morning that went straight to McDonald's this morning and said, you know what, I'm gonna risk my life. Because y'all be treating McDonald's like it's Chick-fil-A. And that's the problem. Y'all treat McDonald's like it's Chick-fil-A. And I haven't even had Chick-fil-A. Because I'm a vegetarian, I haven't had Chick-fil-A. So y'all y'all treat McDonald's like it's a Thanksgiving meal. And that's what y'all get. Excuse me. I was I was holding on to that. I was trying. Y'all see my nose start flaring. I was holding on to that. But yeah, man, stop eating McDonald's. It's the just like why stop doing that. You don't love yourself if you eat McDonald's. Don't do that. Oh, I'm just going for the McFlurry. The McFlurry ain't been McFlurrying for a while, for years, man. The machine don't work. Okay, it never do. Even when you go to the suburbs, the machine don't work. Stop. You can't use that as an excuse. Oh, I'm going for the apple pie. They don't. That's not their specialty. Their specialty is hamburgers. Why are you getting apple pies from there? They even sell donuts at McDonald's now. Don't do it. Okay. They just be coming. They just trying to sell everything. They sell chicken wings. I think. Don't eat nothing from McDonald's. You nasty freaking. That's just nasty. Don't do it. If you eat McDonald's, you don't care about your whole. All right, man. Breaking news. Breaking news. I don't know if you guys heard or if you guys care, but legendary DJ Clark Kent dead at the age of 57 after a lengthy battle with colon cancer. They said he'd been living for 3 years. Died this past Thursday. His family confirmed it. He made some really big hits, as he worked with Jay-Z. He worked with Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Notorious B.I.G. Like all sounds that we heard growing up, to our 90s. He was a part of that. He's a part of that. And I want to say colon cancer is real. You got to really get that checked out. I'll be nervous and scared because my father, to my knowledge, won't go to get his colon checked. So who knows what's in there? And if you have a previous member that had it, you're supposed to get checked 10 years before the year that they were diagnosed. So if they were diagnosed with it at 48, then you should go get tested at 38. But my father won't go get tested, so I don't know. And they're like, "Oh, we'll just come at 40," and it's like, but something could be in there now. I don't have a history, so I don't know how to give you advice on that. But what I would say is, if you're at that age, please get that checked out because you never know. He died at a pretty young age. Like 57 is really, really young. But he was definitely the soundtrack. And I love old school rap. I love old school rap because it was pure. It had something to say, talented individuals. So I love me some old school rap. You never going to see me complain about old school rap. I need to start getting that on vinyl. But hate to hear about DJ Clark Kent passing away. But yeah, he's another black man gone way too soon, way too early. So if you're at that age, please get your colon checked or get a colonoscopy. I don't know if that helps prevent it, but it does clean your colon out. Something I need to do as well. But it's all about having a good, healthy body, mind, and spirit. So whatever you can do, because we live in America, and they're trying to kill us with this food. You might not want to believe it. That's one of the reasons why I'm vegetarian. I ain't gonna tell you not to eat meat. Do what's best for you, but trying to kill us with this food. So make sure you're putting good stuff into your body. Make sure you taking care of your mental, and make sure you feeding your spirit with good things. Listen to good things, watch good things to feed your spirit, man. Because that's what's more important. Flesh and blood. When our spirit's gone, that's why we have flesh and blood. So shout out DJ Clark Kent. If I could, I would play leaving out to some of his music, but I don't have the license for that, and I don't make enough to get sued. And I don't know why they would sue me anyways. I don't have anything. So if you just suing me, that's basically now you just ain't got nothing to do. But DJ Clark Kent, fly high, my brother, fly high. We're gonna take a quick break. Well, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play our comedy clip of the week, and then after that, I'll be right back answering your questions in the mailbag.
Thank you. Joke one. I feel like we give people their props, but we don't give things their flowers. Like we always give people their flowers, but not special things. Tonight, that's gonna change. The Plan B pill costs $40. That's amazing. For 20 years, it's been faithful to us at $40. Gas didn't went up. The price of eggs didn't went up. Plan B been $40. A PlayStation costs $800 to make sure that baby never sees the light of day. $40. Even if you don't agree with it, you gotta admit, it's a great fucking deal. They can make that pill so much more. Men, we fucking buy it. They can make that pill $2,000. That's a real Plan B. You got $40 to come up with $2,000 or she gonna have a baby. You see dudes picking up extra shifts, waiting tables, wondering why your Uber driver falling asleep. Like, you good? Yeah, I gotta do 6 more trips or she's gonna have the baby. Like, yeah, all right, cool. You took the Plan B joke good. All right, bet. I got diagnosed with like severe anxiety and panic attacks like a year and a half ago, right? You laugh, that's what's up, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know what anxiety was. I thought anxiety was white people way of saying they didn't want to do some shit. True story, I used to bartend for a living. Before I did, I used to bartend. And when you come in the morning, the bar's supposed to be clean. Because if it's not, it produces fruit flies, a dirty situation. So when I came in, it was fucking dirty. I was pissed. I said, what, a bar dirty? Oh, you didn't hear what happened to Dan last night? So what happened to Dan? Dan had a panic attack. It run in his family. He started hyperventilating, sweating. He think he about to die. I said, so his whole family just be panicking? I was so pissed. He got into work at 3 o'clock. He's like, Dan, let me talk to you for a second. Get in the back. Why didn't you clean a bar last night? He's like, I had a panic attack. What time did you have it? It's like 11 o'clock. Why didn't you clean a bar by 10:45? It's like, you know what a panic attack is? A panic attack is when you fighting somebody and you accidentally killed a nigga. You know what I mean? You don't mean to, you panic. You know what I mean? Like O.J. Simpson had a panic attack that night. That makes sense? I didn't know what I had, dog. I was just shaking at night for no reason. I was just doing this all night. I didn't know what was going on with my body. It was over Zoom. I had to call a doctor, right? I called this white lady. I was like, how you doing? My name is Sid. I'll be shaking at night and shit. She's like, why? I was like, hold on one second. Let me find it, see if I got it. What you looking for? My degree, bitch. I don't know why. That's why I'm calling you, right? True story. I was like, can you give me some medicine? I'm not giving you no medicine. Boop, and she hung up. True story. Now for 6 more months, I'm just shaking, my blood pressure rising. I don't know what's going on with me. I finally get like this old black lady. I love black women, dog. Older women, because they look at you like you their son. They're a little aggressive, but they mean well. Right? I got this old black lady over Zoom, dog. I was like, how you doing? She's like, what's going on with you? I said, I'll be doing this at night and shit. She's like, where your daddy at? I was like, he passed, check 1. You got any siblings? I got a brother. Where he at? He passed. Check 2. We unpacking. Where your mama at? I said, she in the living room. Is she alive? I said, yeah, thank God. You stressing me out. I said, but she got cancer. Shit. You got anxiety, boy. I was like, what is that? It's like computer screens opening your body you're not using. On a computer, the computer will freeze. A human, your body will start doing this. I said, so what I do? I'm gonna give you some medicine. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've never taken any mental health drug in my life. I've just taken Tylenol and naps. She gave me 100 milligrams of Zoloft, right? I had never had that before. Zoloft, if you don't know, it handicaps your emotions. Like, you're not allowed to have none. I never wanted emotions before. Like, just make me feel good, but don't take all of my emotions, right? Now I'm popping Zoloft daily, you know what I mean? My mama set me down. She's like, listen, baby, the radiation's not working, and I'm not gonna be here much longer, right? I love you, right? And I wanted to cry. That's my mama, right? I love her, my last relative alive, right? But I had 200 milligrams of Zoloft in me. So Zoloft was like, excuse me, I got this. Hey, people die every day, B. You know what I mean? But what you're not gonna do, put all that on Sidney. I'm Zoloft. How you doing? Nice to meet you. called my doctor the next day, like, I don't like this shit. She's like, well, you the one that was panicking, boy. You know? I said, what do I do? She said, you tell people your cup is full. I say, what? You tell people your cup is full. You can't handle a bunch of information right now. You tell people your cup is full. I said, so that's all I do. I just walk in crowded rooms like, hey, how y'all doing? My name's Sidney. My cup full. And everybody gonna know I be shaking this shit at night. Yes! I'm like, all right, bet. That's what the fuck I do. I'm not the person to call with your bad problems right now. My granddad died. I went home to see my mom one day, right? True story. It's perfect smoking weed weather, right? It was like 72 degrees. It had just rained. I was like, oh, I gotta roll up, right? I'm outside, like I'm smoking, having a good time, right? And my mama neighbor, who I never met, but she a white lady, right? She put up in this taxi, and I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. We don't got taxis like that, so I'm like, suspicious, right? And this white man, true story, get out the car and starts yelling in the passenger seat, get the fuck out the car, lady. Get out the car, right? I put my blunt down like, nah, I'm finna go inside. Because the police gonna come and arrest me. I'm like, look, they don't want tripping. I'm just doing drugs, you know what I mean? I'm like looking, right, through the window, right? This white lady is like yelling at the man. I was like, oh, crazy. I went to mind my business. That's what I'm good at, minding my business, right? Then maybe like 3 minutes later, I go back by the doorway. I can't make this up. Taxi's gone. White lady in the grass, like looking at me, screaming for help. Hand to God. Can you help me? It's like, please, can you help me? And before I could move, my ancestors came in my body and was like, you better not go outside. Helping a white lady like helping an alligator, you know what I mean? You might mean well. That motherfucker still bites you, you know what I'm talking about? Looking dead at me, can you please help me? Right? So I just closed the door. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, my cup is full right now.
Funny stuff there, man. That was Sidney Castillo. Once again, that was Sidney Castillo. I hope I said his last name right, man. I want to get him on the show so bad. He's a funny person. I seen him live many years ago with he was on tour with Marlon Wayans. He's out in LA, but he's a funny person. But all right, right now, we are getting ready to go ahead and answer your questions. So if you got your questions on this week's show,
congratulations! Oh my God.
That's what's up. All right, the first question is, I'm not going to say who these people, who they come from. And once again, if you want to send questions, just add me on my IG at TYE Comedy. Once again, that's TYE Comedy. You can add me on all platforms. You can find me at TYE Comedy. And then I usually post on my stories. It's time for questions. So send your questions. You can just submit it through there, and then I will read them anonymously on here. So if you want to find out if your question got answered, then you have to watch the show, right? Yeah. So you should subscribe, like, follow, all that type of stuff. All right. So first question is, what is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you? All right. So the most embarrassing thing that happened to me, I was in the third grade. And I was just being a kid, you know, and I took this eraser and I took it out of the pencil and I put it in my left ear. And I was acting as if it got stuck. And I did that about 3 times. And like on a third time, it went a little bit like further. And I was like, oh, snap, it really did get stuck. And then I pulled it out and I was like, got it, just playing, right? So I pushed the boundaries a little bit more. And I went ahead and I put it back in there and I put it deeper. And that hole really got stuck. And I started, that's probably where my freaking anxiety come from. For real. I should write that down. As I'm saying this, I'm realizing that I need to tell this story as a joke. But yes, that's probably where my anxiety started from, because literally I had, like, it would not come out. And they had to call my mom and my dad. And I think it was like in the morning time. So someone came and got me. I don't remember who. But all I know is that we was at that hospital till the nighttime. He was at Children's, so I would assume my mom came and got me. My mom was not happy about that. My mom was not happy about her leaving work to come pick me up because I put an eraser in my ear. So I'm panicking. Like I'm thinking they're gonna have to cut my ear off. I'm thinking they're gonna have to like I'm never gonna have an ear again. Like how am I gonna explain that I had an ear removed? Like I don't know what they're gonna do, right? But what they did was they took like this like tongue type of thing and they placed it in my ear and they got it out. And it didn't hurt. It took like less than like 2 minutes to get it out. But that thing, it got real stuck for real. And that was the most embarrassing thing that happened to me because because I was just playing too much, man. Being in the third grade, just playing too much. That's what the freak I get. But then I got engaged. So then that tops the most embarrassment thing that I've ever done. Don't put your relationships on on IG. Don't put proposals on IG. Just do what they say. Just pop up married. Like, hey, I'm married. Or don't even say you married. Just pop up and then let somebody in the comments be like, oh, you got a wedding ring on? Like, where'd you get this wedding ring? That's what I'm gonna do going forward.
Bing
like
bong.
that's what I want to do. All right, the next question. All right, next question is comedy style you wish you could pull off. The comedy style that I wish I could pull off is like two people that are on my Mount Rushmore, which is Arnaz J and Martin Lawrence. And I kind of wish, now that I think about it, like having two comedians on there that have the exact same style is probably not good, but I just really love them. They're very energetic. They're very physical. They will be sweating after a show, especially Arnaz J. And Arnaz J, like from him doing Dez Comedy Jam to whatever age he is now, he got to be in his 50s or 60s. He's still very physical. Like that's a lot of energy to be telling jokes, to be consciously aware of like of everything that's going on with the audience and you know how their temper is, and then to be physical on top of that. When I first started out, I was physical. I was moving around. I was doing everything. That's what I was trying to be like Martin. But then after a couple months after that, and once COVID hit, and then we came back, and then I started sitting on the stool, and that's all I would do was just sit on the stool. I just didn't feel like doing comedy, but I did it anyway. So I would just sit on the stool, and I thought that might have been my style. But now I don't really know what my style is now. Like I move back and forth a lot. I just try to address the audience, but what style I really love doing now is when I leave the mic in the mic stand and I just tell the joke. I just stay in there and tell. That's the style that I really love. That's the style that I like enjoy doing. I just don't do it all the time. I only do that style because your boy is severely high.
Bing bong.
All right, last question. How to watch and study comedy without subconsciously using their style. So what I do is I study for other things, like Mike Epps, right? Like not his last one, but only one Mike. That one I really love that. His last one was good. He opened up a lot, and he don't really talk about himself that much, at least that vulnerable. He doesn't. But his comedy special on Netflix, Only One Mike, I noticed that he had on leather pants. Comedians, especially black comedians, we always wear the leather. And then I noticed his production. I noticed that he did it at a smaller theater, but it was a black-owned theater named after a black woman. I forget who it's named after. I want to find out so that I feel like it's something Wells. Black theater in Indianapolis. Shoot. Madam Walker Legacy Center. He shot it there. So I looked out for those things. Like I look out for production. I look out for the type of lighting that you have. There's other stuff to learn from when you watch comedy specials that are important that can make your comedy special. Because if the room isn't the right room, like Donnell Rollins, we heard that he filmed a special, then he didn't put it out, then he filmed another one, And when I watched it, I wasn't really impressed. Not that the material wasn't good. It was just that I felt like the room wasn't the right room for that comedy special. You know, it was like a classical type room, but that material for me, it just didn't hit in that building, in that venue. It should have been different. You know, so I look for stuff. I look for stuff like that to study because that is important to help make your comedy special special. And I think sometimes that's why comedy specials aren't that good or doesn't do as good or doesn't live up to the hype that we thought it would because little stuff like that, maybe the clothes, maybe the venue, um, that audience in that venue, you know, the production, maybe it took away from paying attention to you, you know, stuff like that. So I look for other stuff to study instead of like studying their jokes. But when I do listen to their jokes, I just listen to it as a fan. And I may write down like, oh, I could tell my story about getting beat or whatever. So I may make a joke about make a joke about getting beat, but I don't write it until like months or weeks on end. And so, yeah, for that, I would just, hey, for me, I'm not good at memorizing lyrics for like songs or rap lyrics. You know, parents be like, you can memorize them raps, but you can't memorize anything for the test. I can't memorize anything but my jokes. So if you think I'm gonna memorize your jokes, I'm not good at memorizing rap lyrics. I'm just really not good at memorizing rap lyrics. So I'll be like, I'm not gonna memorize this person's joke. All right, we're good here. So that's all we have for this week, man. Thanks for tuning in for another great episode of Comedians in Band. I didn't get to your questions this week. Don't worry, I will get to your questions next week. I don't mind reading them all at once, but I got more than what I thought I would, which is cool. But I don't know how many times people are going to be consistent with the mailbag. So let me just keep playing with it a little bit. If I get consistency, then I'll read all of them in 1 week. But if I didn't get to your question this week, no worries. I will get to your questions here in the upcoming episodes. Like I said, the format is changing. If you f with the format, let us know in the comments or DM us at Comedians in Bed podcast. We are streaming wherever you listen to podcasts. We drop every Tuesday live on my YouTube channel at TYE Comedy at 11 a.m. And we're also live on Facebook too. So if you got add me on Facebook, that'd be pretty dope. You can see it on there as well. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Shout out to Dez Arnaz for his show. Had a good time there. Shout out to Class 24, Steve Hopkins, Xavier G. Dunson, Laurent Crowder, and Tyson Colson for doing a good job with that. Sold out another good room. That was a show with all Black men on there. I don't know if that's ever happened before at hashtag, but they did a great job. Black people, you showed up, you support. Thank you for that. Let's give them a round of applause one more time. So that was amazing. But also, I have a show coming up. I haven't put the flyer out yet, but I'll drop the news. Comedy on the Spot is happening for me at hashtag on November the 11th. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that. Now I'm regretting that I dropped that. I'm like, dang, you shouldn't have dropped that. But I'll drop it, but I won't tell who's on it. But November 11th, get the tickets. The link is in my bio. And then also I will be on a show in November 11th, that Sunday, the Park Tavern, I believe. And once I get the more information, I'll repeat it back on here with you again. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, review. We greatly appreciate you. Felines, we will see you guys next week.